Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome to another episode of Spilling the Spiritual Tea with your host, Linda Blaze. In today's episode, I want to talk about beliefs and your reality. Because here's the thing, you actually create every single thing that happens in your life, and that includes the good and the bad. The problem is, we're not doing it intentionally. We're not purposely setting out to create the things we want. We have dreams and desires, but the everyday moments, the actual things that are building your life, we're just letting the universe choose for us. And so, in today's episode, I really hope you walk away knowing that you have full control over your life. You've created it. This is what you chose. And then step fully into choosing it intentionally and creating a life that you love. And it sounds so willy nilly, right? Like, create a life that you love. But here's the thing, that's up to you, because somebody can get the exact same experiences you've had and create a completely different life simply because they decide to focus on different things. So, what you believe is possible for you is exactly what you're going to get. If you have big dreams of maybe building a business or climbing the corporate ladder, but you don't actually believe you can do it, don't actually believe you have what it takes, it's never going to happen for you. It's as simple as that. And so, before I want to dive right in at the very beginning. So, before you even came into this life, your soul sat down with your spirit guide and decided all the possible things that you might want to experience: the good, the bad, the horrible, the amazing. And you mapped it all out. And you're like, okay, this looks like a pretty dang good life. We think in that moment when we're on the other side planning this life that we can do it all. We think we can handle diseases and mental illness and addiction and abusive parents and abusive partners and car accidents and like all the things that bring us down. We think we can handle it. And we think we can handle it all at once because on the other side, everything's amazing, right? You can have anything you want. Life is good. You feel good all the time, which is why we come here. And I know you're thinking, that's ridiculous. Why do we want to feel crappy? Because we get to feel good. And that's what we're going after. On the other side, we know what happiness feels like, anger feels like, frustration feels like. We know what it feels like because we've lived lives before, but we want to actually feel that emotion. We want to feel it so deeply. And that is why we come here. So you sit down with your spirit guide, you map it all out. Your guide's like trying to steer you in the right direction. Like, maybe that's a little bit too much to handle. And we're like, no, I got it. So we map it out. Our spirit guide helps us. They kind of calm us down a little bit when we're planning it out. So we're not taking on too much. We map out every single possibility, everything. So it takes a really long time to create a life. So if you sit here and you're like, oh, such a waste of life and I'm not doing anything, you literally spent forever planning this life, this amazing life that you have, every single possibility. I always like to refer to life as a choose your own adventure book. It's already written. Now you get to choose what you want to do. You get to choose which parts of that story you want to play out and which ones you're like, not for me. I can't take it. I'm going in this direction instead. And that's what I share inside your life map. I show you what's ahead, all the different pathways, all the different seasons of your life, and you get to choose. Do I want to experience that, or do I want to go over here because this at this moment feels a whole lot better for me? So, in an essence, you're the creator. God, when He created spirits and souls, He said, you can have whatever you want. I will give it to you. And we're like, yes, right? And so we plan our lives and we know we can have it. But at the same time, we forget how to have it. We forget how to create on purpose when we come here. And that's kind of the whole point, is to learn how to remember. Remember who you are. Remember your soul. Remember where you came from. Remember how to create. And that's what it's all about. And it begins with what you believe is possible for you. It begins with your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. That's what creates your life, not God sitting on a cloud saying, you can have this, you can't have that, and just gifting all over the place. You already chose it. You just got to choose it in the physical life now, right? So it has nothing to do with you being a good person or a bad person. God created the good and the bad. So it does not matter. What does matter is, does it feel good to you? Does it feel aligned for you? That's why you have a spirit guide to help say, you know what? This is probably not a good idea for you, because you choose the good and the bad. God created it all. You can have it all. You won't be punished. Okay, just think about this for a second. What kind of God would it be like? You can have everything you want. You can have it all, but I'm going to punish you if you choose certain things. That sounds ridiculous. Your goal is to come here and live the best life possible, be the best person possible. Will you make mistakes? Absolutely. Will you fail? 100%. Are you going to have regrets and live with shame and frustration and anger? 100%. It's a human experience. It's what we came to do. But you get to decide how you want to live every single day. So, your beliefs, what is possible? You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in source. I highly recommend you do. I highly recommend you believe in something bigger than yourself. I don't care what you call it. It's all the same thing. So in religions, they're all fighting over them. I'm right, you're right, and Jesus is right, and all these kinds of things are right. Source is source. It's energy. It's in all of us. It is how the world works. It's in the plants, it's in the animals, it's in the soil and the bugs and in us. And we use that energy to create. So, source is just simply energy and created all of the souls all at the exact same time for us to come down and experience life. There's only so much space for souls at a single time. So, the fact that you're here, you won the spirit lottery, you won that earth experience. So, if your life sucks, say, okay, you know what? I've already won the lottery. What am I going to do with my winnings? And the best thing you can do is choose to focus on your feelings and the thoughts that you're having regularly. Because every thought that you have becomes a thing. So if you think of a red dragon, that red dragon becomes something in another dimension. And if you align yourself with that red dragon, you will see them everywhere and they get closer and closer to you. Your feelings is what is your internal compass. It is your internal GPS that says, hey, this is the right direction for you. This is the bad one. And people get very confused because they have fear, but that fear is really excitement and it's worry of what if it doesn't work. However, a lot of those good feelings for excitement, for example, maybe you're trying something new and that fear is in there, like, what if I fail? What if I look ridiculous? What if I can't do that? That's still a good feeling, right? You're excited. You want this. It's still a good feeling. We know what bad feels like. We know right from wrong. We know what we should do and what we shouldn't do. It is ingrained in our soul. So it's not this internal battle. We know we're just choosing bad things. For instance, I could have an apple or a hot fudge sundae. Well, the hot fudge sundae tastes really good. And so I know I should have the apple, but I might choose this one for dessert instead. That does not make me a bad person. It does not make me or horrible. It just means I'm making good decisions, bad decisions. I could 100% make a better decision. So stop beating yourself up over mistakes that you've made, things you said, things you didn't say that you wish you did. Let it all go. And let's focus on creating a life that you love instead of living in regret with the one you didn't have, the choose your adventure that you didn't choose. Instead of sitting in that regret, sitting in the past, sitting with the frustration of the life you already chose, then you can say, okay, what do I have control over right now? And it's literally right now. So I want you to decide exactly what you want. Be very, very clear. And when I say that, like, I want to know every detail. I want to know what your house smells like, what the when you open the fridge, what's in the fridge. I want you to get very, very specific on your life. Create it in your mind first so that all you have to do is reach out and grab it by taking consistent action and showing the universe, yep, they're serious. This is what they truly want. If you're not taking action and you're just doing the visualizing, you're just doing the feeling, you're missing the action part over here, you're not going to get what you want. It's as simple as that. You have to do the steps. So, very clear on what you want, very, very clear. Experience it, visualize it. It literally takes seconds. Literally takes seconds. You can make your morning cup of tea, and instead of the apartment you're living in, you can picture yourself drinking it on the front porch of the home that you want to live in. And as you're drinking it, picture that, envision it in front of you that you're on that porch. Literally, you're drinking the tea anyway, so you might as well envision that perfect life that you want. So get very clear, tell your guides everything that you want so they know exactly which path you want to take, and step into the feeling of it. You have to feel it so deeply. If it don't pick bad things, pick the good things, right? So things that bring you joy and happiness. I want you to feel it so deeply. And then, like I said, it's actions, thoughts, feelings, actions create absolutely everything. And your belief in it being possible is going to determine whether it's yours. So I want you to think about this. You have an entire spirit team. So you have Source, right? Source says, I will move heaven and earth. I will make that universe spin it on a top to make you get everything that you want. You just got to choose it. You got to align with it. You got to be in that same vibration, that energy for you to pull it forward. It's yours for the taking. Most people are choosing the bad thoughts. Most people are choosing to see traffic versus an opportunity to have alone time. Most people are choosing a slow lineup at the grocery store to be frustrating when actually it's an opportunity for you to connect with a stranger. So choose the joyful things, choose the things that feel good, choose the opportunity to say, this is a gift for me. What am I going to take from it? That's going to be super powerful for you. You have your soul, which is your internal compass. It's your soul. It's your light. It is your everything. It has your life map in there. It knows exactly what it is. You have your spirit guide walking beside you, making everything happen for you. You have guardian angels that are saying, hey, you know what? They're going the wrong way. Let's pull them back a moment because they are unsafe. And you have your loved ones on the other side that are saying, hey, we got you. They are literally cheering you on. Sometimes I'll sit down for a session with someone and they can have 5, 6 different loved ones coming in and they are clapping and happy and just like, oh my God, you're doing amazing. But the person in front of me is so down and so beating themselves up about their life, not realizing the other side is cheering them on. They are so proud of them because life is hard. Let's just say it, it's hard, but you choose your hard, you choose your level. So I really want you to really align yourself with what you want so that becomes your reality. I have this conversation with my husband all the time. He got to a certain stage, I call it the grumpy old man syndrome, where everything is just horrible, right? Traffic is horrible, the people are horrible, the grocery store is horrible. No matter what you do, they could find something negative in it. And his response is always, well, that's just reality. That's just reality. That's just reality. No, that's his reality. That's the reality he's choosing to live in. I don't choose to live in that world. And you get to make that choice too. Do you want to live in a negative world or do you want to live in a positive world? Because I promise you, if there's a disaster that happens, if you focus on the disaster, you're going to feel horrible. Let's focus on the rescuers, the people that are going in, the people that were saved. Let's focus on the miracles that are hidden inside that. Now your life completely changed. Your vibration changes because you're cheering them on. You're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm so happy for them. And that energy changes. That changes your life. What you focus on completely changes everything. And if you can take that away from this and be like, okay, I do have control. I get to choose what I want. You will experience death. And I was talking with one of our circle members recently about this because death is inevitable. We're all going to die. Our loved ones are going to die. We're going to die. It's going to happen. Our pets are going to die. And so instead of being horribly devastated, you can cheer them on because they made it to the end of their life. They finished everything they meant to do. They chose that adventure. They lived it fully and finally got called home. So I always say, good for them. Good for them. I can feel my sadness and my grief for losing that relationship in the physical form, that I already know that they haven't really left me. They're still with me, but I can also be happy for them. Be so happy. Sometimes it's because the pain has ended. Sometimes it's because they lived a rough life and they were called home. Maybe they lived an amazing life and they are being rewarded by being called home. And so being called home isn't a bad thing. It's literally you getting out of this, part of my language, shit show, and actually going back to a place that feels really, really good. So beliefs are the key to creating absolutely everything. Believe in something bigger than yourself, and you will have a life, a reality that you love. It's literally that simple. There's all these videos online and all these teachers, and they're overcomplicating absolutely everything. Everything has to be so deep and healing and complicated, and it's not. It's not. I promise you. I've been talking with my spirit guide my entire life. I've been teaching for over 30 years, helping women find their way back home to themselves, to their soul, to their spirit team, so that they can live a life that they love. And life literally comes down to just a few simple things. Choose what feels good, follow that compass inside. Does this feel good? Does this feel bad? Learn how to connect with your spirit team, which I will help you do. Figure out what your purpose is. So every living person, every living being has the exact same purpose: to love, to create, and connect. So we love one another, including nature around you and animals. They're all doing the same thing. So to love, to create. That's to create a life that you want. Whether it's a good life or a bad life, you get to choose that. Nobody's going to take that choice away from you. And to connect, and that's to connect with your spirit team, your soul, and other people. People nowadays are really, really steering farther and farther away from connecting with one another, and that's literally what we're here to do. So your entire purpose for this life, to love, to create, and connect. Your mission, why you're here, is how you do that. And I will share that with you during a session while we look at your life map, so you can actually take a closer look on your life. But your mission is actually how you choose to do that. And there are millions and millions of ways on how you can choose to do that, which I think is really amazing. So, thoughts, feelings, action, that's what creates your reality. Your purpose is to love, create, connect, and your mission is how you choose to do those things. That's your life in a nutshell. When you believe in something bigger than yourself, you can use that energy to create a life you love. When you come here, you decide everything. You choose the type of parents you want to have. You choose the illnesses, the ups, the downs, the celebrations, the everything in between. And then when you're done, you get to go home where you truly belong and be happy again and reconnect with all your loved ones. Because once you've crossed over, you can connect, you can talk, you can have those conversations, and I'll teach you how to do that. But that is what life is in a nutshell. If you want to book your own private 1 hour session with me, then you can go to lindablaze.com, book your session. We'll sit down and have 1 full hour focused solely on you, what you're here to do, how you're meant to do it, and what the next steps are for you. What season in your life map are you in, and which season do you want to embrace next? If that sounds like something you're interested in, lindablaze.com, go ahead, book your session. We'll sit down and focus solely on you. All right, guys, I love you. I want you to really play with this, really sit down and start choosing the life that you want intentionally instead of just taking whatever the universe throws at you, because it will throw and throw and throw until something sticks. So if you've been sitting in that negative zone for far too long, then they're like, oh, paying attention to the negative, that's what they want. Give them more of that. If you're paying attention to the good stuff, the positive energy, you're smiling, you're happy, they're like, ooh, that's what they want. They want joy and peace and comfort. Let's give them that. So that's how life works. So let's sit down, chat. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye now.